Good day to all of you. I'm glad you are spending a couple of hours on a Saturday morning. We have a lot of things to do, but I'm glad you choose to spend with this. You won't be disappointed. We thank Ricardo for presenting this profit to passion. It's a very good webinar. You will be happy that you joined. And before that, I just want to spend few minutes to talk about Coco Town because we see a lot of people who are new here. So bear with me. So we are Coco Town. We are here in the business of creating and empowering chocopreneurs. And our mission is pioneering craft chocolate technology through equipment, education, and expertise. And our vision to be a one-stop shop for chocopreneurs and fruitpreneurs so they can create award-winning chocolates and gourmet foods and grow their business and help their community. And our parent company is Inno Concepts. We started in 1992. We started to trade specialty kitchen equipment. Even though we started in 92, it took us about 3, 4 years to decide which product we are going to sell because just like the name says, Inno is short for innovative. So we wanted to, focus only on innovative products. And then we also, we started trading the machines, and in 2008 when the recession came we wanted to diversify. That's when we followed to we would create cocoa, and we wanted to use sustainability in cocoa farming, customers business and environment. So the way we do is we want to make sure the cocoa farmers don't leave the land because they need to be compensated. Otherwise, they do not, we cannot make them go hungry and then we make money because they in our language we have a saying, if the farmer doesn't put his foot in the field, you cannot put your hand on your food. So we want to, our customers are the bean to bar chocolate makers. Most of them, they have direct relationship with the cocoa farmers. They pay more than what's the commodity price. This year is a little bit different, but usually the commodity price is very low. And also for the farmers, they can make chocolate and sell it for a higher price. And customers, businesses, we want to help them, not with the just equipment to grow with their with business because we have machines from 500 grams all the way to 90 kilos per batch. And also through education and exposure in international chocolate festivals. And the environment, we always use high quality stainless steel, very minimum plastic. So these machines don't end up in a landfill. People get a high return on investment. And these are the three pillars: equipment, education, and exposure. For example, the coming week, we are going to be in Salon de Chocolat, Paris, and we are sharing our booth with a couple of people. And then Cocotown, we are happy that we have been a enabler and accelerator for Bint Bar Craft Chocolate movement because we made the machines accessible to anyone, anywhere in the world. And our machines cost like a low initial investment, minimal footprint, and you just need the basic knowledge. So if there's any problem, if it needs to be fixed, you can fix it locally. You don't have to wait for some technician to visit you and then charge you a lot of money to fix it. So these are all easy fix. And then now the farmers can, doing a lot of, there are a lot of, there are tree to bar, which they call it. So they have the farm and they also make chocolate, or they can sell it as the intermediary ingredients, like cocoa nibs. And then the one thing that distinguishes Cocotown from the other people are we are equitable pricing. We have the transparency. We have put our all our prices on the website, and then we have the consistent pricing structure. And then we also offer financial assistance. So if you need any financial assistance, well, like I'm leasing or paying in multiple installments, please contact us. One on one, we can help you. And then product development is a big part of our company. We are innovative, we have patented machines, and we do continuous improvement for our machines. The one good thing is when we make the improvements, it's not like iPhone. When the new comes, you have to throw the old at a throwaway price, and then you have to buy the new one at a higher price. Ours is backward compatible. So that means when you buy the machine, when we make the improvement, You can just add only that improvement part, and he can still use the machine. Even the machines we sold in 2012, you can bring it to today's standards by just buying some of the parts that what we have updated with the latest technology. And then capacity building, like I said before, you can do 500 grams to do as a hobby or recipe testing or make 90 kilos per batch. And we can also to build mini factories for major impact on local economies. And this is a small timeline. So 92, we started the business, registered it. In 94, we introduced the machines. And 2006, we started selling for the chocolate makers. And then in 2007, we sold the commercial machines. And 2009 is officially we registered Coco Town and created the logo separately, separate website. And then now we have the full suite of machines. So we started with the melanges, but now we have the winnowers, crackers, tempering machine. And in 2020, again, we had to pivot because the way it was a world pandemic and lockdown for a lot of people, they couldn't even go to their farms. So we wanted to show them some light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing. So we wanted to give them the hope. So people like Ricardo, they were gracious enough to donate their time and knowledge so we can bring it to free of charge to anywhere, anybody in the world who wants to learn. So we don't distinguish between our customers or competitors. We just say, anybody, please come and learn and help the farmers. That's our objective. And I always want to finish with Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings everywhere in the universe be happy and free, and may the thoughts and words and actions of my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and to that freedom for all. And here is our contact information. You can contact us on the phone, WhatsApp, mail, we have all the kinds of things. Skype, Facebook, Instagram. So thank you. And with this, I will hand over to Teresa.
Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Balu. Okay, well, so welcome everyone to today's Empowering Chocopreneurs webinar, From Passion to Profit. We are very excited to have you all with us today, and even more excited to have our presenter, the Choconnector,
Choconnector, yeah.
Ricardo Trillos. So before we dive in, I want to cover a little bit of housekeeping. Or if you've been with us before, you know we love engagement. So we invite you to use the chat feature to share your thoughts, any questions that you have. And Ricardo will be answering questions during the presentation. And then we'll also have time at the end of the session for a Q&A. We want to let you know that today's session is being recorded and you'll receive an email with the link to watch it at a later date. When you get that email, there's going to be a survey. And if you take just 2 minutes to complete that survey, it really helps us so that we know how we're doing. It also helps us so that we can plan and bring the webinar topics that you want. The other thing that you're going to find in that email is going to be a link to leave a review. We really would greatly appreciate it if these webinars have value to you. If you just share your thoughts and your feedback through a review, we'd greatly appreciate it. Okay, so that wraps up the housekeeping. So now we're excited to get to the good stuff. And it's my pleasure to introduce today's presenter, Ricardo Trillos. And I want to say a deep thank you to Ricardo for sharing your time and talent with our audience and helping to empower chocopreneurs. As we were talking about earlier, going through the list of countries around the globe, you're helping to empower chocopreneurs. So just a quick question. Usually I always end my segment with a quick question so that we can get to know our presenters. And what I'd like to ask you, Ricardo, is can you tell us something about where your relationship, your journey, your love of cacao or of chocolate began?
Well, that's a great way to start. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, everybody. It is a pleasure to be here. When my passion or my relationship with chocolate started, I was born in Caracas, Venezuela. So I'm from South America. That's why the accent. And I grew up taking for granted that we have great cacao, and everything that was made in the local industry in my country as far as chocolate is a really, really good quality. Obviously, I ate lots of chocolate growing up, but it wasn't until I moved to the States in 2004 that I realized what we had. And coming to America thinking, yeah, well, I can eat all the chocolates that I want. I realized, wow, this chocolate is really bad. American chocolate is really bad compared to what I'm used to as far as quality, uh, flavor profiles, etc. I'm not talking about even bean to bar. I was talking about just regular chocolate. And that's how I actually realized that chocolate was more than just chocolate. Okay, it was more than a treat, and it was actually how Cow Chocolate started. Oh, before I start the presentation, I'll tell you a little bit more about Cow Chocolates and myself, so you have an idea of why the Choconnector. Okay, I'm a co-founder of Cao Chocolates, which is Miami, Florida first bean to bar chocolate business in 2009. Back then, where people have no clue about what was bean to bar, we were in different parts of the country already making it, experimenting with this, sourcing cocoa beans, using machineries, using equipment like Cocoa Town, which by the way, I've been a Cocoa Town, client since we started the bean to bar journey. And that's it was almost like an accident that I started making chocolate from scratch. It was that accident. I moved, I realized what was going on. Then I started as a chocolatier. My family, by accident, instead of bringing me bars that I used to order from Venezuela all the time, they brought me like a 3 kilo block of chocolate. So I started experimenting with that, then got plenty of education. And it was in 2009 that I decided to start my business, Cao Chocolates, along with my wife, which is my partner. So this is a family business. This is a family-owned business. And I say this and I emphasize these guys because I've managed run a business, run a family with two daughters at the same time. I started Cow Chocolates, and my daughter was 2 years. My older daughter was 2 years old, and then there was one that it was on her way when we started Cow Chocolates. So she was born in 2010. So there's a lot of life business balance that I have learned, and I also can share with you. Along the road, I've done a lot of things with Cow Chocolates. We realized at an early stage that we were in a city like Florida, Miami. It was very hot. Weather wasn't our best friend. Absolutely. And I had a love-hate relationship with the city in a chocolate business because I know it was easier for people like are in New York, for people like are in other cities. For them, it was always easier than for me being in Miami. But at the same time, I almost got like a PhD in shipping. I have to work myself harder to learn more marketing techniques, to learn more about business, to work more on the business than on the product, to sell the product more efficiently and to sell more. Okay, that's what I did throughout the years. I have a business background, I have an accounting background, and I also work in HR for many, many years. So business is my forte, is my specialty. Chocolate, it was my passion that I decided to make my business. Okay, so I was lucky to have the best of both worlds, and that's something that I cannot address enough today for you guys, my new friends here that you're here. Many of you may have different backgrounds because nobody was born saying, yeah, I'm going to be a chocolate maker. I know that most of us have previous careers. Okay, but the financial or the business knowledge, it is key. We're gonna talk about that in a second, and I'm gonna and what I say this is because to me one of the things that got me through the thick and thin to the good, the bad, and the ugly was the business background. Okay, being able to read numbers, being able to project, being able to understand the business and work on the business, not only on the product all the time, because sometimes we make decisions with our heart and not with our brain. That's the lucky that's the luck that I had, you know, and I was able to share with people along those years. The Choconnector. What is the Choconnector? And a lot of people say like, what is this? The Choconnector, it's my new venture, which is not so new. If you notice the logo, there's some like cacaos hidden in the three colors there. The Choconnector, because it's still chocolate, but I'm a connector. I connect people, I connect businesses, I connect teams through different activities that I offer now. This is another venture that I actually been doing for a while, but I decided to make it this year. It was when I said, you know what? I'm really gonna be focusing on this, and I've been very fortunate that it's been working really well with people in my industry. Throughout the years, Cao Chocolates, we we've done a lot of private label for our clients. Whether it was developing recipes for them, whether it was just creating specific bars, let's say, for example, keto bars, sugar-free bars, etc., with their brand, their logos, etc. We did the private label for many, many, many clients in the industry. But one of the things that I always realize, and that's how I like to take you guys to there. And before I explain all that, I just want to say, guys, don't be shy of asking questions. One of my mentors told me, stupid is that person that don't ask questions. Okay? I want you to ask all the questions. This is a friendly environment. I consider these 21 attendees that we have there, 21 new friends, and this is a safe place when nobody's going to judge you for this question that you ask. Okay? I'm here to help. That's why I'm here. And because I love to help people. When these clients came to me and they approached me about creating or developing a product for them, I always ask, okay, but what about the business part? I just want to have a chocolate business. But I realized you have no right path on the chocolate business. You have a product, but not necessarily a business structure. And some of them are like, well, I mean, you may be right about that. And that's how throughout the years, I was always being the Choconnector, and I was always helping them with business plans, with marketing ideas. I mean, targeting the ideal client, working on the business side for them to succeed. Obviously, to me, it was a win-win. If they succeed, I succeed because I will continue making chocolate bars for my client. I didn't want a one-time shot. So I was helping them to grow. And I've been doing that for many, many years to many businesses, but on a friendly environment, because one way or another, we had that synergy that I need them to succeed because they were my clients, because they were my friends, because we were sharing that and space, something I always needed them to succeed. Until I said, you know what? Maybe it's my time to help more people. And that's how the Choconnector became. I mean, obviously, way more financial education, way more coaching certifications during the year got me through where I am today. But for you guys to know, my two main strengths as a human are communication and empathy. And that's how I like to work with my clients. I've been there. Wherever you are, I've been there as business owner, as the person who started making chocolate out of their house, as someone that has a hobby. I've been there until where I am today. So I know and understand. It's not that I haven't made mistakes. I've never made mistakes. No, I know. That's why I'm here. If with anything I say, you guys can save some time, can save some money through mistakes, I'm happy. I'm happy. With that said, let's get into the presentation because this is going to be a very fun one. I promise, you're going to learn a lot and I'm here to answer any questions, okay? I did a similar talk at the Northwest Chocolate Festival, which it was, funny enough, the only business talk during the festival. Many of the presenters were talking about cacao, genetics, roasting, But one of the things I always realize is that it's cool. We can talk about chocolates, we can talk about our product, but what about the business structure? What about business? How about tips for these people to continue growing? Sadly, we're in a moment right now in the industry that prices are going, I mean, have gone up tremendously. If you don't plan right, you must be failing soon. If you don't know what you're doing now, as far as business, I don't care about your product. I trust your product must be great. But if you don't know what you're doing business wise, you may be gone soon. That's why chocolatiers, chocolate makers, people in this industry need more business knowledge. It's never enough, guys. I learn something new every day that I can apply. I can apply for my clients, and I encourage you to do the same. That's why I'm here today. From passion to profit. This can apply to any business. You happen to be in the chocolate field just like me, and it's actually one of my niches. My ideal client, I mean, it's a chocolate business. It's a food manufacturing business because I've been in the industry for over 15 years, How to turn your passion into real business. This can actually apply for I don't remember her name, but she said, I'm in my house, I have this hobby until someone that's been in business for years. At my talk in Seattle, I have people that they have an idea, and I have friends like Fruition, which you may know, attending the talk, that they've been in business for over 13 years. And I guarantee each one of them learned something that they can apply to that. How to turn your chocolate passion into a thriving business. If you see, we have 4 pillars there: passion, potential, market, and business model. We all have if you don't have a passion, let's start from there. If you don't have a passion, you don't have the willingness to do something. Okay? The passion will take you to have that unique product, that special recipe, something you came up with. It could be because of you want it, it could be because of a need. Okay? There are many ways that you can say, we have a passion and we can take this to the next level. Someone can say, you're good at this. Every time you talk about chocolates, you have that, that shine in your face. You have that glow that people know that you're great. Yes, that's what you need. That will be the fuel. Okay? But keep in mind that that won't be enough. That fuel is what we need to take you to a whole different level. Right? The passion we can have many more things, many more bullets here, but you have a unique product, you have a special recipe, or you just came up with a great idea. Some people say, my grandma's, let's say chocolate truffles. It was a recipe that my grandma's made, and you can advertise like you're following your grandma's steps. Great. That won't be enough if you don't have a solid business structure. Now, you need that passion. You need that product. Does that product have a potential? When we do what I work with my clients, it's we work on a section of the coaching process called minimum viable test. We go through a product test with many people, so people can learn the good or the bad way if the product has an acceptance. Remember, not because your husband, not because your wife, your daughter, your mom says you make the best chocolate on earth, it is true. When we have and I've seen many brands and many emerging brands, when it comes to the potential of the product, I said it at Seattle, I say it to all my clients. Your ego is not your amigo. Your ego is your worst enemy. Sometimes I'm working with a client right now to give you an idea that they have a unique product. I mean, we have confidentiality, so I don't reveal that. But one of the things that I knew from the very beginning is that their packaging needed to be tweaked a little bit to provide more information, to be more eye-catching. It wasn't until we got into the minimum viable test that they understood. They had to do that before they went out to the market with thousands of bars and trying to, distribute, not being successful. Not being successful. So all that starts from the appearance to the quality, the flavor. Is it something that it's selling right now? Is it something that it's selling right now? Because I may have a passion for a product that, the train already passed. Let's think about that. Let's think about that. Or maybe people are more health conscious right now and I want to make a white chocolate. Do I have the same market? If I don't plan right, if you don't plan to succeed, you're planning to fail. Remember that all the time. So, passion plus potential, it's key. Now, if we add market, passion plus potential plus market, what is that? I said it just with the white chocolate example. Do you have a niche? You're working with something specific that people want. You came up with this idea for something that it's needed in the market. Let's say, for example, you are diabetic and you came up with special sugar, with a special chocolate bar, sugar-free chocolate bar, that that's the passion. That's something that you need, that it has a potential because that specific sugar, it doesn't have an aftertaste, that nasty aftertaste of the sugar-free chocolates. So it's really, really good. And now the market, which diabetic market can be a significant percentage, says, wow, I have a great chocolate bar that tastes amazing. You see, you have the passion, you have the potential, you have a market need. You have a niche because right now you can have a sugar-free line of chocolates. Do you have competition within that same example of sugar-free chocolates? Now, do you know what's your ideal client? And I love to talk about this and I cannot address this enough. One of the biggest mistakes, guys, that we make in the chocolate industry is thinking that everybody loves chocolate and everybody will be your ideal client. Get off your mind. That it's a lie. If you're making bean to bar, not everybody will be your ideal client. Remember that. Learn that. Okay, I have exercises to realize and dig down to know and understand who is your ideal client, because not everybody will be. It's like going, I don't know, going hunting and shooting, to the air, hoping for something to, you know, fall and that you actually got something. No, you have to know exactly who's your ideal client, who will be that person that values the product, that have that need that you offer. Now, last but not least, it's when you have the passion, which is the fire that you need to start, the hobby that you have, the special recipe that you have, plus the potential, because people like what you do. People like what you do. People may need what you do as far as marketing. There's a need for your product. You say, I may be into something. You know what? I think there's a need for this. And because there's a need for this, I think I'm going to start a business. Or if you started a business, it is not wrong to go backwards, find out what you have and fix it or get it into the right direction as well. The business model. What's the business model? Do you have any business experience? Have you had a previous business? Are you going to get into partnerships? Do you have planning skills? What are your strengths? And I think this is really important, guys, because if you don't have a business experience, I don't care how good are your chocolates, the rate of success it's lower. I've seen it in the restaurants. I go to restaurants and I see poor management, I see poor execution, I see how the restaurant is run and it's totally wrong. And then I find out that the wife knows how to cook and the husband says, you should open a restaurant. That is a huge mistake. If you don't have a business experience, you better get it. You better learn about business, basic business, accounting. That's key. Understand numbers, profit, cost. You need to be aware of all that, okay? Because that's how your business is going to succeed. Not just making good chocolates. And when I say that, and you heard me saying over and over, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to put you down. Focusing only in a product. No, I'm here trying to help because I want you guys to succeed. But in order to succeed, and trust me, since 2009 in the chocolate industry, I've seen many people being on top and then being gone. At different scale. And it's because of the business side, not because they didn't have a good product. All right. So let's focus on what experience do we have in the business? Do we need to learn more about business? If it's your hobby making chocolates, your hobby should be learning about business too, or partnering up with someone that can help you being a better business owner. All right. I'll give you a quick story. It was in 2020 when COVID started that I decided to hire a business coach. And two things happened. In every single session that we have, the guy helped me a lot, opened my eyes a lot to what I could do business wise besides what I was doing. And it was awesome. But at the same time, I realized that some areas, especially in this business, because it was very open for him as far as the overall business industry. For me, it was a niche. Chocolate is a niche. And it was very hard for him to understand this industry in particular, because you had to get into the chocolate industry to understand our madness. You know what I mean? So it was very hard to pass that message. And one of the things that the guy sadly was lacking, it was being understanding. So two things happened. Overall, I said, you know what? I think I can take it from here by myself. I put like my own continuing coaching work. And I realized that I had the communication skills, not the skills, the strength, like there is in the business model, and the empathy to work as this guy worked, but actually to bring more value to this industry. And luckily, I've put a plan together for my own business. And we've had the best 4 years in business, even in the middle of the pandemic. We were able to tweak, work things. But that was an eye-opening moment for me, because that was when really the Choconnector, I think, was created, or the seed was planted, as far as, you know what? I can do this, but I can do it in a different way because I want to help people. I don't want to be a coach that just have a number there, have a number of clients, which is what I felt. I was another client. I was another client. So when you have the business model, when you have the business idea, get your strengths. There's a test that I can share later on. Do you know exactly how you react to business decisions, to business planning? I mean, in stressful moments, that's really important. I mean, think about partnership before business start. Are you gonna have a partner? Do you really know that person? Is that person gonna work as much as you? What would that person will bring to your business? All that, it's a moment to think right now if you have an idea of your startup. Okay? Keep that in mind. All right. Let's keep on going. Guys, if you have any questions, chat is always there. I know Teresa will be checking on the questions. And Teresa, if there's a question, feel free to stop me at any time and let me know, all right? Defining unique value proposition. What is that? What makes your product different? I said it before. Understanding your niche. Remember the sugar-free chocolate for the diabetic market? That can be a niche. You have to understand who will buy your chocolates. Why you bring it to these people? Why? I mean, what's so unique about your product? I don't know if you ever watched the Shark Tank show. When you walk into Shark Tank, the guys tell you, okay, why we should invest in your business. Why? There is a book. If you haven't read it yet, trust me, you should. It's called Start with Why by Simon Sinek. Start with Why talks about we have a purpose. Our business should have a purpose. We as human beings should have a purpose. You can ask many people, what's your life purpose? And they have no clue. So you have homework for you now. Just go back and think, what's my purpose? What do I like to do? Why people look, I mean, look in me. What people are searching in me. What when I get approached by people, why is it? You see there's some friends of you that are the sparkle to make your day shine and bring you a smile. That's the purpose. My purpose is talking a lot, helping people, and really pushing people to create good businesses that they dream of having. You have an idea, you have a dream, I will back you up. That's my purpose. That's my purpose. And that it's aligned also with what I say, my why. Have a why for your business. Have a why. And at the moment that you have a why, the niche path will get clear. You will see who are your ideal clients. You will understand how to get there and how to have these people, understanding your brand. This is very important. This is very important. Now, what makes your product, what makes your business even more unique? Nowadays, guys, it's extremely important to be the face of the business. People like real people. Consumers like real businesses. Okay? What's the story behind the product? I'll tell you a story. I mean, my product, Cao Chocolates. What's my story? What's the story behind Cao Chocolates? I was making chocolates for fun. I was making chocolate as a hobby. Okay? Yes, I was working in accounting. I loved working at my office. I was making chocolate as a hobby. And in 2009, I was looking for a change. I knew that I want to be an entrepreneur. One, and I knew that it was very hard to scale in my company because in the admin department, There were two people, I mean, on top of me as far as the ladder, and they had many years in that company. So there was no way for me to continue growing there. I felt stuck, and I was making chocolates for fun. Things happen here and there. Someone learned that I was making chocolates, and they called me. I got laid off, by the way. 2009, it was the worst year of the recession, and I got laid off. My company was acquired for a larger company. At the same time, I was making chocolates. I was bringing chocolate to the office. I got two orders. It was great. It was great. So I said, I may be into something. I love making these. People are actually trying to buy. And you know what? That can be a good story. That can be something to start this business. But really, my story begins when I said to the same people that was actually eating my chocolates week after week as samples that I used to bring to the office, friends, family, that they knew that I was really into chocolates. You know, that my life was basically work and chocolates, chocolate. I got like chocolate freak, you know? But my story begins when I say, I think I'm gonna start a business. I think I'm gonna start a chocolate business. And nobody except for my wife say, go ahead. Many people put me down. I remember they asked me if I was coming out of the closet. Stupid things like that. My aunt, the same one that I told you, I mean, minutes ago, that she brought me a block of chocolate from Venezuela, she told me, remember you have a daughter to feed. What are you doing with your life? So my story begins with resilience. My story in this business begins with stubbornness, because I said, you know what? I took that bad feedback and I said, thank you, because I work better when you don't believe in me. And I work hard, and I still work hard to prove them wrong. I said, you know what? If you don't believe in me, sucks to be you. I'm here to succeed, and I'm going to prove you that I'm going to do it. So, why my purpose? My purpose is to be the opposite of what happened to me. My purpose is to help people to succeed. And when they have a dream, help them out to shape that dream, because I didn't have that. I didn't have that. I only had one supporter. It was my wife. And trust me, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. You know, Cao Chocolates have been blood, sweat, and tears through the path of success. But that's my story. And I'm happy to share that, I've achieved success along the road as a chocolate chef, being in Food Network, Guys Grocery Game. I've won some awards as business. I don't care much about the chocolate awards. I don't participate in those. I'm more focused on business awards, which is really my mind. But when I talk to any of you one on one and I share the story, you connect with the brand. You connect with the brand. That's what you need to do, guys. Keep in mind that when you share that brand story, it's how you get people as part of your family. A big Cow Chocolates family in this case, but your brand's family. Okay? That's how you resonate with the customers. Creating a brand that you have people that market your brand. You know, we're very lucky that we don't have clients, we have friends, we have family. And in Miami, we have people that, they market our brand because they feel part of our brand. We just not making chocolates. We do, I mean, community events. We used to bring people to our shop. We used to have parties. But not parties just because with a cause. We have organizations. We always were looking to stand out in our community and give back. And people noticed that, and they were like what we call today Cao Chocolates gang, which is basically our group of clients that became really good friends. All right, that's your value proposition. Business wise, it's the product to stand out, but also remember that people will buy you as a brand. You as a brand. Okay, the loyalty starts with the brand, not necessarily with the product. Okay, keep business strategies to grow, setting realistic goals, scaling smartly, leveraging marketing and social media, and establishing partnership and distribution channels. All right, for setting realistic goals, my advice is always dream big. Always dream big, but try to grow smart way. Guys, if you're starting a chocolate business, watch your expenses. Set realistic goals. A year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now. You can start 6 months from now, a year from now, and you so on, so on. You set the timing. But what I want you guys to do from there is, do I really need this equipment right now? What do I need to start? I've seen businesses spending crazy money in machinery that they don't even know how to use. I have seen businesses that together we're developing a product, and they say, yeah, but I need to get 10,000 molds for these bars and get this customized. And I was like, dude, you don't even have a product yet. Keep the money in your pocket. It's almost like the hands are itching to spend the money. No, no, be careful. Be careful. Try to scale smart way. Try to scale in smart way. You know, if you look at Coco Town's line of products, for example, there's something for everybody. There's something for everybody. You can start, you can, upgrade, and you can upgrade, and you can upgrade, and you can upgrade, and you can upgrade. And that's what they do. And that's why they work with different types of chocolate makers. I've seen people buying tempering machines that they don't even make that many chocolates to afford that machine. They say, yeah, what I'll do in the future. In the future, when? You know, live the now, and you're spending crazy money that you should put into marketing. You should put into generating more sales. So my point is, as the product, set realistic goals. What do you need? Oh, I need better packaging. I need specific mold that I want. I need to have a great product that will stand out in a shelf. You know, that people will say, this is what I want. Okay, and then how can make that product better over time? When you have a product and you test it, it's called minimum viable test. Remember, I mentioned that before, to find out about the product acceptance and if product will actually sell. Now, after product actually sells, we go to the minimum viable product, which is, now we know something that it works. Over time, we can perfect same product or same recipe, upgrade packaging, create a subline of chocolates with that flavor that we know people like, etc., etc., etc. That's how you can scale, right? But don't try to work too hard on that from the very beginning, because it consumes a lot of time, but also it can drain the money that you have. Or maybe you don't have any money. I was there. It's okay. Many people say, I'm going to start a business. You're broke. Or you don't have, or you're pulling off the savings. But you want to spend smart right now. I want you to spend smart right now. Leveraging marketing and social media. This is something that over years I've understood that There is people that's great at that. If you're not, put your ego on a side and let others do it. Of course, there must be a connection. I don't like these AI things. I don't like these fake things that right now you see that it was all computer generated and things like that. It needs to be human. Remember your story. Remember your story. But when someone has better skills than you to share your story and to get to more potential consumers, especially if you're going to have an e-commerce, don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. It is really important, guys, that you have people that know how to do the marketing. Can be, I mean, normal marketing, or it can be social media marketing, which are totally different, by the way. Okay? And let them do what they know how to do. My daughter is 17 years old. She knows about TikTok. She knows about Facebook. Man, she doesn't even use Facebook. She goes TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat. So to me, I think, whoa, Facebook will be, no, I'm in a different generation. And she gives me a lot of value and a lot of, advices when it comes to social media. I have to listen to her. Yeah, she's way younger than me, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't know. Put your ego on the side. Okay? Establishing partnership and distribution channel. Partnerships. You're not getting anywhere alone. Create your tribe. Create your group of people that you guys know each other, respect each other, and help each other to grow. From the very beginning, we have a group of friends in Miami. They're coffee roasters, they're restaurant owners. We work together. Sometimes we do chocolate and coffee cupping. Sometimes we've done dinners with chocolate. You name it, we've done everything. And every time I walk into a place or I meet someone, I always think about win win. How can I help you? And that can help me. Create partnerships. Be real. Don't take advantage of people. Never take advantage of people, because there's something called karma. Okay? Don't do that. Be real. Make friends. Bring value to people. Have that mindset of helping others. Because when you want to help others, you will receive help when you need it. Life will help you. The universe will help you when you need it. You name it. Okay? And to grow your business from other industries, people may have the right contacts, and that will definitely help you. That will definitely help you. Distribution channels. It depends on what product you're in or what you want to offer. If you want to distribute a product, be smart. Be smart. Okay? Run your numbers. I obviously can help with that, but be careful, because working hard does not mean working smart. You can be in 500 stores nationwide and you say, yeah, my chocolates are being sold in 500 stores. But if the numbers are not working or you're not getting reorders, the wholesale price of your product versus the workload and the work hours that you have to put into that, if you don't plan well and right, can really put you out of business. Let's not talk about some retailers or specialty markets or specialty stores that they have the payables 30, 60, 90 days. And you say, yes, for example, let's talk about Whole Foods, for example. Yes, I'm in 15 Whole Foods. Great. But Whole Foods take 60 days to pay, for example. I'm happy for you. You're going to get a fat check in 60 days. But what happened between those 2 months? How's your cash? Do you have money to cover those 60 days before you receive the fat check, or everything's going to be spent by the time you get the check? That's why, to me, in this industry, I'm not impressed by people telling me how many stores they are. I'm impressed by a balance sheet. I'm impressed when I see your numbers. All right? Because I've seen everything. That led us to financial management. Guys, we're chocolate people. We're chocolate people. We love making chocolates. That's actually why I started the Choconnector. I want you to make chocolates and I help you in the other way. It's as simple as that. Because some people want to make chocolates, but I don't want you to forget the financial part of the business. The healthier your business finances are, the longer the business life. If you don't wake up in the morning and exercise and eat right, life, your life will actually have a shorter time. Business happens the same. If you don't understand, and that takes me back to the Whole Foods example, if you don't understand your cost, the profit margins of your product, how much money I'm making out of this, how much is costing me to make this product, okay? If you don't understand that, you can be easily out of business. You can be, losing money. There's an exercise that I do for my clients, is the 1% rule. I don't know if you ever heard about that, but we go through all the finances. We have all information into an Excel spreadsheet and we change things by 1%. What happens if you grow this area 1%? What happens if you grow this other area 1%? And we see at the end of at the bottom how numbers change, overall profit and things like that. In the same exercise, we work with discount percentages. That happens to all of us. People come to us and say, hey, if I buy more, you will give me a discount. And you look at the big picture, you say, yes, yes, of course, that'll be great because I'm going to make more, I'm going to sell more. In the same exercise, we have 10% discount. How that 10% discount? When we already know all the costs, we know all the numbers, we have all the numbers on a yearly period there. If you get 10%, how much that will help or how much that will actually hurt you? In some cases, just giving a percentage will really damage the cash flow because of the profit margins. Okay, because of the cost of making a product. So you gotta know that. You have to understand that. Not because someone comes to you and say, well, I need 2,000 bars for you, and give me a discount. And you say 2,000 bars, maybe 350, 450 that you want to serve the bars wholesale. Oh man, this is a great deal, but how much is costing you? If you don't know how much it's really costing you, maybe you're not making that much money. You know what I mean? Work smart, not hard. When you know your numbers, maybe those 2,000 bars that I just mentioned are not as attractive if you know how to make the same amount of money without that much effort. Think about this for my chocolatiers here. It's not the same if you sell $2 truffle and you sell 1,000 truffles, okay? You make 2,000 bucks. But if Walmart comes to you and say, I want to buy 20,000 truffles from you, but you got to give me a good price. And the total amount that you're gonna make with Walmart is 2,000 bucks. Which one would you rather go for? make 2,000 bucks and only make 1,000 bars, or make the same $2,000 but make 20,000 chocolates. Be smart. At the end of the day, chocolate is our business, but we have a life and we need balance. We need balance. And I learned that hard way sometimes because I have two little ones while Cao Chocolates was at their peak of growing. And I was like, oh, how do I manage that? But family first. Okay? Keep that in mind. Managing cash flow, reinvesting profits. Every business owner, especially small business owners, it's almost like your hand itches when you have money. It's almost like you feel like you have to spend. Oh, I need this new packaging upgrade. Now I need to get this new machine. I need to get, well, I mean, as far as equipment, it's always good to upgrade, don't get me wrong. But people spend money in things that may not be as necessary. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Navigating pricing strategies is something that is key. I said it goes a lot with understanding the cost profit margins. I want you guys to know your numbers. Many of the people in the chocolate industry today, um, their backgrounds are totally different than business or the chocolate. I mean, I said it before. You can have doctors, you can have lawyers, you can have, web designers, you can have, you name it, accountant. But the reality is that for having a healthy business, you guys need to definitely understand the finances of this business. You need to understand the numbers. You need to have and do it. I mean, in your community, there must be like community college. There can be something that you can take an accounting class. You can take, it is key that you learn. There are plenty of books. There's a lot of information out there. Use your time wisely while you're making the chocolates. Get your headphones and read books. Get audiobooks. How to, as far as business, understanding finances, things like that, because that will really help you. And you know what? I said it, and I'll continue repeating it. Put your ego on the side. You don't know everything. We don't know everything. Let others help you if you don't know, especially the financial part, the business part, because you're good at what you do. You're good at making chocolates. You are the heart of the business. That you are the reason of a business. But always remember, you can leverage other things. If you try to do everything, you're gonna get burned out, and it's gonna be very hard to scale and to succeed. That leveraging is what comes to the next topic, which is building a strong team, hiring for passion and skill, cultivating a positive company culture, training and development for long-term success. Some of you are starting out, but keep in mind something. You're creating a company culture. You're building a business from your story. Align your story with your team. I want you guys to, and listen to this, take your time to hire, be quick to fire. I'll say it again. Take your time to hire, be quick to fire. Because when you do that, you definitely are selecting the right candidate, the person that aligns with your business mission, vision, goals, and that will help you to go from point A to point B. It's a great addition to your business. Small business, I mean, at the farmer's market, now you have a good friend that it's going to be like die hard worker, or you're going to have a friend that you have to be quick to fire because she's texting all day when you're making chocolates at the factory and she's in a farmer's market and sales are just not there. Sales are not happening because she's more focusing on what's happening on Snapchat. And that's a farmer's market example. But let's take it to, a real company. When that bad apple is not bringing anything to your business, you got to be quick to fire. Okay? And then you have to start over. I've seen many cases. I have employed people, and don't get me wrong, it's not that I'm a bad person when I say be quick to fire. Actually, I've learned that in a bad way because I've tried to help people, and I have a case of an employee that his ego was huge, and the problem that I have with him is that I struggle a lot on him following instructions because he knew he knows everything. And I was the chocolate guy. And I was like, dude, I know you need the job. I'm trying to help, but you're not following my instructions. And we were wasting product. Okay? That led to, wasting money, losing money there because he just didn't want to listen. He had a toddler back then. And I was more focusing on helping him because he really needed the job than actually helping my business. And I made a big mistake because my emotions like looking over his little one, that says, dude, I cannot leave this guy without a job. Was costing me money. Those are the type of experience that I bring to my clients today. Like I have gone through things. I will lie to you if I say that I've done everything right. Don't believe that when people say it. But through certain mistakes or batches that I look back and I said, I shouldn't have done that. You can save money, you can save time and effort. So when I say be quick to fire, it's because when things are not happening the right way to your business, you gotta act fast. You have to act fast. Okay? Hiring for passion, skill. You need someone that loves your business as much as you do. Ultimately, it will always be your business. But you need someone that it's really focusing on what you do. They're happy to be there. They're in love with the product. Remember, we talk about chocolates. You have to have. And I don't care what everything in our world, it's about sales. You need to learn how to sell. Your staff needs to learn how to sell. If you don't sell, you don't have a business. I heard once from a chocolate maker, he says, I love making chocolates, but I don't like sales. And my question was, so why do you have a business? I asked myself, why don't you go work for somebody else? Because if you love making chocolates, but you don't like selling your chocolates, you have a problem. You have a problem. The sale starts from you, and then your team must be as good or even better than you as far as selling the product. Selling the product, selling your company story. That's how you create strong team. Everybody's aligned about what we do and how we do it. You understand that? It is really important. It is really important. Company culture. Give. Give to your staff. Be the best possible manager, boss. I There's something I always say. My team don't work for me. They work with me. The word with includes the word for puts you or put them down or puts you up. That's ego. That's ego. When you say with, we're all together. We're together in good times and we're together in bad times. Think about that when you're growing. I want you to be focused on that. Okay? Because when you say, when that staff member says, "Oh, I work for them," it almost sounds like you're a slave. You know? Yeah, you're getting paid, but working for a person, it's kind of hard. Working with a person, it's inclusive. They will feel like they matter. Watch your words. Watch what you say and how you say it. Because when it comes to HR, it means a lot. It means a lot within a team. Training and development. One of the things, one of the advices that I can give you guys, especially if you're starting out, you develop your recipes. Don't be shy on educating. Don't be shy on sharing the knowledge. Don't be scared of training your staff. Okay? The only way to grow, the only way to become a greater business owner is to leverage. It's not that, "Oh, this is my secret recipe. Listen, I'm going to get you blindfolded what I make this ganache because you cannot see this. This is the best recipe of ganache in the world and nobody can know about this." Bullshit. I'm sorry. The greatest restaurants, the greatest chefs, they're trained, the sous chefs. They actually, the sous chefs sometimes know even more and they cook even better than the chef. And that's what makes those chefs successful. Be smart. Be smart. You know, the same person, yeah, with your ganache recipe that the world will never know how it's made. Dude, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Maybe someone with, with some chocolate, some heavy cream, and some butter can make a much better ganache. Put your ego on the side. But when you train your staff to do the things, you can focus on bigger and better things. Be smart. Be smart. You want to do, you're going to have staff, and then you're going to be in the kitchen overwhelmed. And with a lot of pressure because you have a lot of things to do. Then you know what's going to happen. Your staff members come to you and say, "Hey, we need this, we need that." You're going to explode. You're going to be a pressure cooker because you have so much in your mind because your ego won't let you leverage and assign tasks to many other people. Be smart. Be smart. Being a business owner doesn't mean that you have to do everything, but you do the right things. Think about that. Guys, I can talk here for hours, and I would love to talk here for hours, trust me. But one of the things that I cannot address enough is, and I said it, start by identifying your unique value, focus on building strong foundation, learn how to adapt and grow. When you have a business foundation, I see on the chat, Sarah says that that's a great book. It is. It is. Many of us start a business just because. Many of us, it just happened. that, we say, well, let's start this business. But you know what? We need to be mindful of, even if we did it, it's always good to go back and say, how are we doing things? How are we doing things? Thinking about your business as a house that you build. And what are those materials that you use to build that house? And let's say that in that area that you're building a house, you go through strong hurricane season, which in business can be, in our chocolate business, can be summer, can be a possible recession, election year, which, this is a tough year for every industry. I mean, I hope after November 6th, things will change a little bit. But right now, I mean, the political part is taking a lot of, business decision, brain, and part. So thinking about this house that you're building, what materials are you getting into that? If you're going to have a hurricane season, if you're building the house right now, you need a strong foundation. You say, you know what? I have to check how this house, I mean, what are the materials that I'm going to use on the outside of the house that can resist this hurricane, can, keep up with the wind. Business is the same. If you're not planning to succeed, you're planning to fail. I've seen it, many people are not willing to invest in their business structure or their business growth, but then they lose more money in some other areas. If you have the same house, let's say you started your business already, you create your house is your business, remember. You built your house in the past. It's always good to look back, do a walkthrough of the house, and say, is this house built with the right materials? Do I have the right foundation for a category 3 hurricane? Am I doing the right things? Trust me, it is great to ask yourself that all the time in your business. Am I doing the right thing? If you have a product, is this product doing the right thing? Is this product selling? Do I miss something in the packaging? It's always good to think about ways to improve. I think Luis raise your hand. I don't know if you want to ask the question. You put the question in the chat. I'll be more than happy to answer. Or
Open their mic if they'd like to come in and.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I like to hear people because I've been hearing myself for an hour. So come on, guys. Uh-huh.
Your mic is open?
Luis, don't be shy.